Hello, and welcome to Roll for That. I am Paxton, and today I will be running a session of Gravemire for my friends. Friends, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Absolutely. I'm Eric. I'll be playing Vance, a doctor who is just trying to find a cure out here in the terrible, awful bayou.
Hey, and I am Grayson playing Raquel, who is a dancer from Spain brought over by her not so kind fiance, and she has escaped to the same bayou to kind of find refuge.
Nice. All right. So last week we started your first job out here, and it was a little bit rough, but you have made it to, you think, the halfway point. You've delivered the supplies to the encampment of the or the Army Corps of Engineers here. I suppose I should mention our friend Cameron is out of town right now, so he can't make it. So he'll be here with us in spirit, and his character is technically here, but mostly as a cardboard cutout. Um, let's see. So the three of you are invited into the encampment, and immediately all of the soldiers, engineers, neither of you are really sure how to refer to members of the Army Corps of Engineers, I don't think. But they immediately all work together very quickly to take all of the supplies off of the mules and get those packed away. They all are incredibly grateful to you and um, are also all seem very relieved to hear that you're being paid by the brass when you return to Scarstone, so they don't personally have to pay you for any of these supplies. Um, let's see. The lieutenant, whom you suppose is in charge, um, invites you both to stay. He says that there are guest tents where you can stay the night before leaving in the morning. And he also welcomes you to avail yourselves to any of the facilities here at the camp, though obviously they can't spare many supplies for your trip back. I think they are keeping the mules.
Okay, so they're keeping the mules. So we just basically need food to get back.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, and I don't think we need too terribly much because we made it here pretty well without getting into their supplies.
hmm um,
Perhaps we can see if they have an extra weapon for you guys, cause just smacking things with tree branches. I don't know if
Yeah.
they'd be willing to actually part with them, but it might be worth asking.
ooh, this is
I was gonna say, do we need or do we get like a proof of goods delivered or something like that?
yes, the lieutenant signs a like receipt kind of a thing and gives it to you.
Okay.
In fact, I think that he signs it out and well, he has his adjutant write it out in like quadruplicate or something.
Hmm.
And so like they keep a copy and they're also sending a copy directly from themselves to base, and then they're sending two copies with you three
Okay.
back to Scarstone. Um, Here's a fun thing. How would we like to do a little short session of downtime activity that is technically limited to Scarstone in the rules. But if y'all would like to, we can do a quick round of get something you need here in
Yeah.
this. It's on pages 101 and 102 of the book.
101 and 102.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is 116 of the PDF.
Thank you.
Yep.
I have the book open in spread view, not in individual pages. So
Okay,
my
get
account would
something
be
you need.
pick an item from the gear list. The dealer will ask you a question about how you're planning to obtain the item. After you have answered in character, ask another player a question about the item you have just obtained. If possible, ask a player who is also attempting to get something they need. If you're using your own questions for this activity, they should pertain to survival and necessity. Then mark the item down on your character sheet.
All
So
right.
I think if you'd like, you can each do this once, or we can just do it the one time. What do y'all think would be more narratively satisfying? To be able to get one thing, or just the one thing, or two of them?
If in like a resource game like this, I do think it would be more on point to get just one thing.
I kind of feel that too.
Especially with how low on supplies they are.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So just on the next couple pages, on page 103, there's a list of items you can find in Scarstone that can give us an idea of stuff that you might be able to get.
Okay.
And then, depending on what you two decide you want, is who we will have answering the questions from the player perspective. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
There are things that either of you would like. There's a cavalry sword and there's a shotgun. And
I'm thinking I can, get by with my machete. So I might try to get an item that would help us get or travel better, like a compass.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I do not think they would part with a firearm.
Uh-huh.
So I was not even looking at those. So I was like, maybe like a hatchet or something, or maybe something that would help us get back quicker.
Maybe they have a lot of dead people and too many firearms for them all.
Maybe figuring out the idea is that you can get any of these, and then the questions that we choose to ask and answer will kind of determine why they're available. And spoiler alert, the answers are almost always sad and maybe a little scary. But if you would like the compass, we can do that.
Yeah, I think I will try to go for the compass. Or for a compass.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's the best one.
Okay, so do we want Raquel to be the one to answer the questions then?
Yes, I think so, because I think most of the time here, Vance is spent recovering, and he is coughing pretty regularly and still coughing up that ash. So
Okay,
he is still not in a great moment of going and getting something.
gotcha. All right, in that case, Eric, if you'd like to look at the player's questions on page 102 and decide which one to ask, I will go ahead and get us started. Raquel, um, you're looking for a compass. Someone in camp is willing to give you exactly what you need. While they aren't asking for money, what do you now owe them?
Ooh, that is
Eh,
a dangerous question.
yep. Something to note is that the rules do suggest that after we answer these questions, we then role play out a scene that uh, explains these questions or fills them out a little bit better. But
Um, I think so. Being the time that it is, women are not that prevalent in the military,
uh-huh.
and I carry these castanets with me, and I feel like the person is asking for those.
Oh,
So like,
they're
yeah, the one item of value I have, more like sentimental than like actual cost.
uh-huh.
I think that's what,
Ooh,
something to remember the pretty lady by.
interesting. All right. Um, and then Eric, would you like to ask one of the players' questions or something inspired by them?
It's Grayson that asks a question. I was rereading over it.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
So in that case, Grayson, you should ask Vance's opinion based on one of these
Oh
players'
yeah.
questions.
Or
I
if you were using your own questions, they should pertain to survival and necessity.
Yeah, thank
yeah.
you.
I think I asked kind of this first one where it's like, do you think it was do you think it's worth giving up something that I hold valuable for this for the for this compass, basically?
And what is a castanet again? Refresh my memory.
They're like the little like wood clicky clack things that dancers use like in their palms where they.
Okay. Yeah. I think Vance sees you walking back with. Did you give both or just one?
I think that I tried to give away with just one, but I think I have to give both of them up.
Okay.
This
I think Vance sees you walking back with the compass in hand and kind of notices a lack of the castanets on you and says, I guess you're planning on staying here a bit longer. There's one thing to fill your hands when there's a gap, I guess.
yes. I hope it was the right decision.
I think it is. Something to guide your way, other than something from your past. We always need to move forward.
Yes.
We can't achieve our goals otherwise. And he coughs again. Another plume of that ash comes out.
Ooh.
Nice. Alrighty. That night, you sleep in both more and less safety than you have experienced in a little while, I think. Um, depending on your character's exact dispositions toward the people or the other people that are in this camp. But the night passes otherwise without incident, and the next morning you are awoken by a bugle playing reveille um, at dawn, or maybe slightly before. I don't know. We're starting to get light at the horizon, at least.
Yeah. It's peeking through them bayou trees.
In that fog.
Mm-hmm. Um,
Yeah,
the
I reckon. Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna say the three of you are loaded up with whatever food supplies the quartermaster says they can part with, and You're told the safest way is to just take the same path you took to get here all the way back as best you can, provided the swamp hasn't changed too much.
I uh I do ask, like, what is the direction of the village from where we are at? Like, is it east?
Um, oh gosh. I guess this decision doesn't matter that much because I don't have anything else planned. So yeah, we'll say that Scarstone is back east from here. They give
Okay.
you like an exact heading and show you where you are on the map. And like I think that the person that you traded uh for the compass actually like showed you how to use the map with it so that you
Mm,
could like triangulate your position and what heading you need to take.
yeah. Like, all the map pieces are
Ooh,
iconic things that we have not passed yet.
can I make a suggestion?
Oh, absolutely.
The map that they show us does not have a clearing mapped out on it where sheep and goat could have grazed. It's
Oh,
Absolutely.
very obviously like heavily forested right there.
Oh, absolutely. Um and in fact, they like pulled out multiple maps and each of the maps is different.
oh,
There are a few like uh what's the word I'm looking for? Uh
Variant?
sorry, what was that?
Variant?
Um uh
or
no, that's the word for a thing that you see that lets you know where you are.
um,
Why, why am I
Oh
saying
goodness.
words?
I know what you're talking about. It's like a not like a reference, but landmark. Is that
Yes, thank you. Landmarks. Jeez. Um there are a few landmarks that they all have in common that
hey, dog?
all appear to stay in about the same place, but it seems to you like trying to map out the bayou well enough that people can travel through it consistently seems like a little bit of a fool's errand. But regardless, you have an approximate heading, and you do know that you'll be able to find, or that Scarstone is large enough that if you go in that direction, uh, you'll be able to find it, at least by the chimney fires.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
And so let's move you to.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a pretty picture.
Yeah. Let's see if there are any hidden boats or modern puffy coats in there somewhere.
That's exactly what I started looking for was hidden bikers.
Okay. Um, so I would like one of you to make a skill check related to navigation or travel.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
think we had nominated that to be Raquel. I think she was just the best at that and also had the machete.
Uh
That's
huh.
true.
I believe that's what would just kind of happen is we nominated Raquel to be the point woman.
I also have a compass now, so it's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah. Since you have the compass, I will give you a +1 on whatever check you're making.
um. So we were mostly using dancing to like make sure I have like good footing, that kind of stuff. Are we
Uh
still
huh.
good to use that?
Yeah, you can use that on this one.
Okay. So 2d12. What does
I believe
the
you can use up to 2 skills. You can use one. You can also use one tangentially if you need to, right? Or is it
Right.
you can
so
use yeah.
if I
So
do use one tangentially, I would use fencing to use the machete to clear like debris.
y- I would allow you to use fencing tangentially as like you're using the machete.
Okay. So
I do think, yeah.
and then what did you say the compass adds?
The compass will just be a +1, I
Okay.
think.
So I got a 13 plus 3, so 16 plus 1, 17, and then what is the tangential? Is it half of the, or
Yep,
does it use
it
the
is.
full thing?
Yep,
Okay.
half rounded up.
So 17, so it'd be 19 total.
Ooh, that is a full success. Which means that um, the three of you travel pretty quickly and unerringly, even toward your destination. Um, Let me double check my notes here. Um, Interesting. So, that means uh, come about noontime, I think. Um, you hear uh, the a sound that normally would be very welcome to you, but seems rather eerie and out of place here in the swamp. And it's the sound of people singing, like um, a group of like a large group of women all singing. You don't recognize the song, but it is a beautiful one. And I would like one or both of you to roll a skill check that has something to do with noticing things or um, let's see, noticing or I don't know, kind
Um,
of tough because I'm also looking at all of your skills right now and thinking, oh well.
yeah.
Could I use surgery as like a focus skill?
Sure. I'll let you use it tangentially in this
That
case,
works.
I think.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
13. Oof.
a high and a
Is that,
low.
let's see, 13 is a partial success.
Partial.
Okay. That's not bad. So you are able to kind of determine that the sound is coming from there's a low rise off to your doesn't matter what direction off to your left, where the ground rises up further from the water and consequently becomes much drier, theoretically at least. And you're pretty sure it is just behind those brambles over there that this chorus of joyful singing is happening.
Can we understand what they're singing other than, like, is it
Um,
beautiful without words, or is it like a.
um, they are singing in English.
Okay.
Um, I don't have a particular song in mind. It's one that neither of you recognize, but it's just like it's a song about kind of how great it is to be alive and to enjoy the company of your friends and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't know if this place is getting to me or not, but I don't think we should go over that rise. We might just keep moving along till sunset.
Yeah. You don't think it's that weird masked man's family, right? I don't remember where he pointed when he mentioned it, but like I would prefer not to have visit that man again.
That is a very agreeable point.
I.
Uh,
Oh,
Jeb speaks up, and for the first time, the two of you realize that his eyes are like really red, like maybe he didn't get much sleep last night. And he says, uh, "Do you think it might be those fellers who had the dream lilies?"
um, I thought they said they were from Scarstone. You know, fishers. so I don't think they'd be out here. I don't know if we necessarily roll, but I'm definitely trying to like lie and just convince them not to go this way.
Well, you do have a skill for that.
Yeah, that's why. Like, is it something you roll like contested against other players?
Since Jeb is not a player right now,
Fair enough.
I would like you to roll this anyway.
Yeah, I'm rolling a misdirection. That is a
Uh,
22.
oh, holy crap!
That was a high roll.
That
Oh,
is a rousing.
Dang.
Um, you fully succeed in convincing Jeb that there is no Dream Lotus to be had here. Um, let's see. Do either of you have an idea for a positive twist we can add to this?
mm, a positive twist. Would a positive twist maybe be like that the singing just kind of like fades away right now?
Ooh, yeah. Like the moment that the three of you like all simultaneously like internally decide that you're not interested in it
Ooh.
or that
Mhm.
you're going to keep going, just like the sound uh just like kind of fades out. You're able to ignore it, and it's as though there is no music at all.
Fun.
Vance is gonna walk. Jeb still has a few like batters and bruises from the fight before, and
Uh,
Vance will walk over him and say, "Here, let me check on you and get you wrapped up a bit. I want to make sure that if that's sprained, we don't want it to turn into a break or anything." So I'm gonna try to roll just a straight first aid and knowledge medicine check to heal him his last wound
Absolutely.
while we're standing here. It's a 2d12 plus 5. 13 again. Ugh, partial
Again,
success.
partial
Oh,
success. Um, oh, interesting. So there were
I
like specific
succeed.
rules about this for healing.
Yeah, let me find them.
Um,
I need to write this page down because this is a page I'm going to be referencing a lot until I die.
yeah. Let's
Hell.
see. If you roll a partial success, heal your patient by 1 health. This is on 58 in the book.
Yes.
The PDF, it'll be like 6.
73.
Oh, 73. Nice.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. So just they.
Partial successes count as regular failures. See. See. If you roll success, compound failure, you do this. Partial successes count as regular failures. Failures count as compound failures. See.
This is when
Nothing happens. The player can attempt the roll only once per situation per character.
that is if you attempt to roll but do not have directly relevant skill bonuses.
Oh, okay.
In the next paragraph, it says if
ah,
you have a directly applicable skill bonus,
Thank
uh,
you. Let's see.
then you make the skill check. If you roll a partial success, you heal your patient by 1 health,
Okay.
etc. So
Yeah.
nice. Let's
So that
adjust
heals him back up.
health here.
And while I'm up close with him, I want to make probably a knowledge medicine roll. I guess with like first aid tangentially to try to see what's going on with him. I have an assumption that he's like suffering through something, but I want to make sure. Like my assumption is he's going through withdrawal, but I want to make sure also he doesn't have like messed up bayou Lyme disease or something, you know.
For sure, for sure.
So
Uh,
let's see.
yeah, knowledge
Be
medicine.
+4.
Yeah.
Is first aid tangentially all right?
Yeah, I dig it.
12 again. So,
Another partial,
yep, partial success.
and that's to figure out what's going on with him.
Yeah.
So he definitely did not sleep well last night. Like you notice all of the symptoms of sleep deprivation.
I
Um,
just can't figure out what's going on.
um, I think you have a hunch that it is related to the herb that he smoked that you did not.
Mm-hmm.
But you just don't have enough data. You're a doctor, a man of science. You need more than just hunches to go on, I think.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, so I heal him up. I, give him like a little bit of a once over, like I'm double checking for any scrapes or extra scrapes or bumps. And I say, that should hold you till we get back to the town. Let's keep going then. And I turn to Raquel, kind of with a expectant look of, please lead the way.
Nice.
Yeah. I I do just that.
Alrighty. Interesting.
Would you like us to make another roll now, or
No, I think that we can, because that whole scene, you all succeeded pretty well at pretty much everything.
okay?
Um, so I think you're able to make pretty good time from here, um, until you reach. Let's see. Do I want to use this page?
Until we reach the music change. And suddenly the music gets like real bass heavy, and we're like, the air
Boss.
just got colder.
Is there a boss fight here?
But there's a lot of
Um,
medical equipment on the ground, right?
Yeah, some ammo boxes.
Mm,
A
just
quick save. Weird.
um, let's go to this slide where you
ooh,
can see our little fisherman out there. You reach a spot where a river passes through the direction that you were planning on going, and you notice. Um, well, okay. The thing is that it's not just a river. On the one side, let's say it's on the right side, there's a big old lake, and the ground kind of rises in a gentle hill and then lowers down directly into the lake. Um, and then the water continues off to the left, um, and there is this some of the biggest trees you have ever seen, like right along the water line, there on your left.
like a redwood, like with super thick around trees.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
they're massive.
Ah,
Um,
this place is beautiful. Like I've never seen something that big.
um,
I've
and
heard of tales like this in the Californias, but I've never been out there.
Oh,
let's see. The three of you kind of probably slow down a little bit just to kind of take in the
oh,
view. It is gorgeous here,
you better believe it.
and I would like you to roll something related to noticing or perceiving or seeing through lies or something to that nature.
That is not
Um,
my forte.
yeah, tangential surgery again, I reckon.
Grayson, I will let Raquel roll with tangential bonus from her misdirection
Okay,
skill.
I will roll that. So I get a +1. So I got a 10.
Ooh, nice.
I got a 16. Ooh, just at the edge of partial success.
Yeah, just almost great. Raquel,
Because you can only have one tangential at a time, right? You can't have two
correct.
tangential.
Yeah,
Dang. All
yeah.
right.
At least one of the skills has to be fully applicable. Um, so in that case, Raquel, you are completely enraptured by these gigantic trees, I think.
Oh, they're
Um,
so big.
in fact, I think you get distracted by something that looks um, like something built like where like a whole bunch of birds all built their nests in like the same place. Like it looks like there's got to be like a huge colony of birds up there or something.
What kind of birds live like that? That's
Um,
amazing.
Meanwhile, Vance, you notice a lone fisherman out in a boat in that lake. And the he's like rowing his boat toward where the lake narrows back into a river, where he's gonna pass you, and you think, oh, this is great, we can just like uh you know get thumb a ride from this guy, when suddenly the water level of the whole lake drops like precipitously,
Ooh.
almost like a whirlpool. um,
Oof.
and the little hill on the right side of you opens up its ginormous alligator snapping turtle mouth
Oh no.
and crunches down on this fisherman and his boat without him even realizing what was going on. And then a moment later, all of the water rushes out of this giant turtle's nostrils and refills the pond.
Okay.
Vance, did you see these bird nests?
Vance, like, stage whispers angrily, "Fuck the bird's nest. Did you see the turtle?" And he was like shaking her, like pointing in the water.
uh,
And Jeb is a turtle soup. What? No.
That'd make a mean gumbo.
uh,
Add some cabbage to that.
yeah, I think Raquel looks through the water, does not see a turtle. It's like, what? Where's the turtle?
And Vance is just pointing at the hill. He says, "That's its shell."
You have some pretty good eyes. That's I don't I don't see a turtle over there.
Um, as you like look though, you do see the wreckage of a little rowboat,
Oh
or
man,
little boards and stuff, maybe a tackle box
man.
Would
floating.
I be able to make like a bedside manner, like using my bedside manner, I guess, to like talk Raquel out of it? Like trying to just get her to focus on what I want her to for a moment.
Like just convincing her
Like, yeah,
that,
more like trying to talk her out of the illusion. Like convince her something else is more important.
I see. um how do you feel about that, Grayson?
Yeah. I Is there items on the like thing that would be convincing as like if I actually focus on them, or is it like I'm always down to be bedside mannered.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, give us a roll.
All right.
Also, quick question: was Jebediah, is he enthralled in this like tree vision?
um Jebediah is happily harvesting some herbs from
Nice.
the side of
Nice.
the road. Ooh,
A full success.
okay. So, um, you are able to convince Raquel to keep her eyes open and see the whole of the scene and not just focus on uh, little, just the pretty parts.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That those
so
boards, that was an actual
Ra-
fisherman.
And a turtle with a mouth big enough to bite that boat in half just did.
Um, um, I'm not a big fan of this place. Like, the trees are pretty, don't get me wrong, but like, the bayou is a little weird.
Yeah, a little. Yeah. And he chuckles and a little bit of ash comes out right then.
Ooh, nice. All right. So now I need y'all to sell me on some skill checks you can make to safely get past this pretty scary looking place.
I was gonna say, is there an assist mechanic in this game? I do not remember.
I do not remember either, but I think there is. That actually sounds familiar. It might be in the actions and combat stuff,
I
maybe. Let
don't
me.
see one. There's just the regular get from point A to point B,
Gotcha.
but I don't see like a helping. I'd have to look in the.
Okay. Well,
But like we can figure something
Vance's,
out.
yeah.
Is it?
Vance we can roll it separately either way. It's not a huge deal. I was just curious. But Vance's suggests maybe maybe there's one of these big trees dead, and we can somehow get it across the river, so we don't have to touch the water at all.
Um, I think that'd be a good idea. I don't know. Like, you mean like already knocked over, or we would have to knock it over? Because I
Like
don't know if I could.
already knocked over.
Okay, I don't think I could take down one of these trees with just this machete.
Yeah.
Um,
See.
I so we have to cross this lake and or river.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Or go around, I guess, is also an option.
and there, as far as we can tell, there's no like bridges or anything that we can see, right?
Um, let's see. I don't think that you saw any bridges, though it might be narratively interesting for there to be a bridge. Let's see.
Now I look.
Yes. Now we look around. We
Yeah.
look past the.
Yeah, you
We
know what?
we were looking right the whole time. If we looked left, there would have been a bridge.
Actually, I do love the idea that yes, there is a bridge to the left. It looks like you only have to like walk through this little group of trees there. Um, yeah, I dig that a lot.
I think whatever we should do, we should move quietly.
Um, yeah. Jebediah, are you ready to come?
Huh, what? Yeah, I'm always ready. I don't remember what Jeb's voice sounds like at all.
That's okay. I whisper, like hush him a little bit, like, "Okay, we're planning on going to that bridge, and we're not going to alert the giant turtle that kills people."
Okay. Uh okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And I think Raquel leads the way, as she do.
Righty. Um Raquel, if you would like to roll your dancing uh just like as leading the party, you are
Um,
welcome
looks like
to it.
16.
Ooh,
Let me
six.
double check. Yep, 16.
Uh just the very top end of a partial success.
Do we
Uh,
still get the +1 from the compass?
Oh,
oh boy.
I don't think it would help in this situation. I was just being coy.
it would be
Right.
nice, but
Oh man. No, I think it's just that. Um but let me see. What kind of a twist do I want to add to this? Um oh, haha, yes. So you are able to very easily through these trees, and you make it to this bridge, which is uh, actually pretty like reasonably sturdy, like stone construction. Uh,
hmm
and as you get to like the highest point of the bridge in the middle, you notice that on the other side of the river, there is a a huge bird's nest on the ground, um,
Eggs?
and it's occupied.
Ooh, by what?
Um, have are you both familiar with egrets?
Um, I am not. I've heard that
Let me
name, but
let me send a photo in the Discord really quickly.
Egrets are herons that have a white or buff plumage, developing fine plumes during breeding season, is what the internet says.
Yeah. They are what's known as oh man. They're the kind of scavengers that are also willing to eat pretty much anything small enough to fit in their mouths.
oh,
Opportunistic.
Thank you, opportunistic scavengers. So they'll also eat like fish and bugs and stuff. And in some environments, they form little symbiotic relationships with predators where they'll like sit, or well, not just predators, but also like large herd animals, where they'll like sit on a wild bull's back, and uh, that means that predators can't get to them because there is a huge animal with horns directly underneath them. And then they also like pick the bugs off of the bull, you know.
yeah,
Anyway,
it's a
you
smart
see
way.
one of these things, um, and it's like 30 feet tall,
Oh, oh, oh.
and it has two heads, like two long necks and heads.
What the expletive in Spanish is that?
Dios mío.
Mi madre de Dios. Yeah.
Yeah. Por los santos.
And it appears to be sleeping right now. But you're pretty sure that if you were to
That
wake it
Jeb's
up,
gonna try to cook it.
um, it could probably reach you from where it is.
Okay,
All right.
we're gonna start sneaking
So
forward quietly, I'm guessing.
yeah, let's do that.
And then I whisper a little bit, like, if it wakes up, run.
You don't have to tell me twice.
All right. Um, let's see. Do we want one more skill check from somebody about moving quickly or quietly or do? Goodness. You all had such very focused character concepts. And I'm saying that in the best way possible.
In let's see.
I'm just gonna dance on this thing's grave.
As we are sneaking,
Uh huh.
there's part of me that's just like Vance is magical and doesn't know it, you know?
Uh huh.
And I think he's gonna use tier 1 soul and
Oh,
just like keep the creature asleep.
Dissuade it from waking up, kind of a thing.
Exactly, yeah. Just like it,
Um,
like that kind of like it's that movie scene where it's just like, please don't wake up, please don't wake up. But he doesn't realize he's actually doing something.
oh, that's very fun. Um, Now, this does raise the question: does this creature have a soul? Uh,
Ooh.
because if it doesn't, then you would have to use substance, right? Um, Now, I'm not particularly a theologian.
I am.
So
it's got a soul. Because is
Well,
that
yeah.
no?
Uh, no,
That's better for
actually,
us, right?
it is better for you
Yeah,
if it has a.
yeah. It's
Um,
I think, like, part of me says like a creature of this size.
like
Wait 1 second. Let's
must
see.
be
Does it? Let's see.
significant, right? Um, hmm.
I don't. Does it? I can't remember. Does the book specify that it needs to be its soul?
No, the book actually like gleefully says like this should cause all sorts of like consternation for the party to like
Yeah, I think this thing.
decide.
This thing definitely has a soul. Like, with how big it is and how like much it's gotten. Whether it's some kind of like lesser god, maybe, esque kind of figure to something here, or
Uh,
just like some dude that got trapped here and is now this.
well,
Like,
it's
this
eaten.
thing is much more than just like a big bird, in my opinion.
It's eaten so many people that it just takes their souls and makes its own. It's like weaving a soul in its
all
gold.
Yeah.
right. I mean,
Who knows? Maybe if we woke it up, it would just be like one of us always tells the truth and one of us always lies.
Yeah.
This
that's
thing could be the
very
gatekeeper of the bridge.
all right.
Hmm.
So, just to be clear, you would like to use tier one soul
I
magic, which
believe that's the version that I would be
uh,
using.
dissuasion, which tends to create unease, discomfort, or fear in a person, either in general or in regards to a specific stimulus.
Yes.
All right. And so the idea is that, like, even if it does wake up, it will be, like, disoriented and unwilling to attack you for long
Yes.
to get away.
Yeah, I
All
think the main thing is he's just thinking, don't wake up. And
uh,
like he's just hoping it doesn't, and then the magic just takes effect.
oh my God, you're giving it sleep paralysis. Like,
Yeah,
like,
there you go.
like to the point where it knows if it opens its eyes, there's gonna be a stupid like shadowy figure in the corner uh, that it knows isn't real, but it's still gonna have a physiological effect on it. Oh, I hate this. Okay,
Let's see.
so this is tier one. How difficult do I feel like this is? This is a huge creature. Um, it is something to be scared of. Um, but it's not the scariest thing in its own neighborhood.
It's also not awake and actively resisting.
That's true. I'm. I feel like this is going to be difficulty two.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see.
So that means that you lose a total of two maximum willpower.
Yes. So
All
7
right.
out of 8.
All right. I
And
will
then
update the cheat sheet.
I was gonna say, do I have power to update it now? I don't remember. I do. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh boy,
I do
Vance is
too.
magical and he doesn't know it.
He does not know it. That
He,
was my idea with the first, with like the fire breath. Was like
mm,
it just happened.
like he'd better figure it out soon, and
Yes, he better.
You know,
and also like figure out a way to make it hurt him less.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Um, but I mean, r- like rules as written, you paid the cost. The spell works. Whether because it stays asleep or it kind of half wakes up and is unwilling to try to open its eyes, you are all able to escape.
I love how magic works in this system.
It's fun.
I
Um,
I love it to death. Like I very much love the ability to, like, just as a side rant, I just love the ability to say I am sacrificing this part to force a success here. And I wish more systems had that kind of, like, even if it was just a temporary thing, like I'm giving this up to make sure something happens.
yeah, absolutely. All right, so you make it past this section.
oh,
we're making pretty
Oh
reasonable.
man, I recognize these roots right here at the bottom.
Yeah,
I've climbed all over those all as a kid.
nice. I love those.
We're
So let
gonna
me see
zoom
where.
in. Look at
Where
them
do
We're
my
making
rants.
good time. Oh man, there's some more people to get eaten by a turtle out there.
No,
Yeah,
it's
they're
the
out here.
it's the curse of the turtle snatchers. I mean, body snatcher,
The
body
turtle
snacker.
snatcher. Anyway, oh man, these photos are really gorgeous.
They are. They're great.
Anyway, so oh man, this puts us so far both ahead and somehow a little bit behind my plans because I was planning on other things happening before this. But um that means so the three of you kind of just book it as quickly as you can past the egret, I imagine.
Yeah, it probably starts off very like sneaky and like slowly like as we get closer, it's like no, we just gotta, we're just booking it.
Just gotta go, yeah. Um
Smell its breath and like
and
nope, 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 nope.
yeah.
Like at like halfway over the bridge, Vance is just like mumbling out loud, "Don't wake up, don't wake up," and
Mhm.
like maybe you can even like see it like reacting to the words a little bit, but
Yeah.
he's not. He's just looking down and walking quickly.
Yeah, like you see like a little shiver ripple over its body. Some of its plumes like puff up a little bit. Um, and then the three of you just break into a sprint and get as far away as you can. And by the time you all kind of run out of breath, you're pretty sure you're safe. There is a little spot um, where you can like, or you find a spot to like slow down and catch your breath, basically. And oh no, um, that was an awful thought that I had, but I kind of like it. Um, not awful for you, just the NPC voice I thought of because you stop and like Jeb like definitely like flops down and starts trying to figure out some kind of a food for y'all to eat because it's past lunchtime anyway, and there's nothing better for getting your victuals back than eating some victuals. Um, because that sentence definitely makes sense. Um, when you hear a little chuckle coming from the like the boughs of a tree nearby, like directly above where which one of you directly above where um who do I want to spook a little bit? Raquel is sitting or
Hmm.
standing. Uh well there, you done did run real quick away from them.
Um.
That was that was the fastest getaway I've ever seen past that there river.
Uh, um. Hello. Like who? Uh, I look up. What is this? Do I see the person?
Um, maybe.
Oh.
Um,
Who's
uh,
there? I don't. I can't
you
quite see you.
you see, have you ever seen a like a real swarm of ants where they're
Um.
all like crawling on top of each other?
I have. Not like a
Um,
really big one, but I have seen just like a massive body of ants.
um, so there is just an enormous pile of ants, like the size of a small person. Um, like um
Oh.
hanging off of this tree branch in an amorphous blob. and it's got a little bowler hat like balanced on top of it.
Like a real bowler hat or like a bowler hat made out of ants?
A real bowler hat,
All right, okay.
which is in pristine condition.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Um, I like your hat.
Oh well, thank you. I picked it out myself. Um and it starts like crawling along the tree branch to the trunk of the tree and like moving down the trunk of the tree as though to like come down to the three of you.
And not
And just
like not steps, but more like the where his feet would be. Like the pile of ants is just moving.
yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, it's not human shaped. It is just like a big clump of ants and the voice is coming out of it.
and it's not like moving a amorphous like mouth either. It's just emanating noise.
Right, yeah, like
Oh,
it yeah.
It's just like a vaguely humanoid shape, but with no specific features. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a person with like a sheet over them and then the sheet is covered in ants is the
ooh.
kind of general shape. Except that you're pretty sure that it's all ants. It is unsettling.
Where did you get the hat? If you picked it out yourself.
Oh, I bought it from a traveling salesman. He was just a wandering through, and he needed some help finding his way to Scarstone, and so I traded him. I gave him directions, and he gave me this hat. Yes, sirree.
Well, that sounds like a good trade. That's a good
I
hat.
was about to say that's a pretty good deal. And Vance is just sitting, huffing from having ran, and lighting up another cigarette to take a smoke.
Ugh. Oh,
Um, um, the pile of ants says, "Now, I ain't got no real name of my own. Uh, we kind of just hang around here and talk to the strangers. And I think I like you, Tree.
yeah. Is this where you live in this tree, or do you just kind of go around?
Oh, I live all over the swamp. We is always moving around.
I'm
You're
surprised your
not the
hat stays
first
so
one.
nice. It's like,
You're
how
not
do
the
you?
first one to take a liking to us.
I always take extra care of this here hat.
Yeah, like I look down at my dress. It's just like the bottom
Just like,
part is like shreds. I'm like,
yeah.
man, I don't know how you do it here in the bayou like this. It's a pretty dirty place, but I guess the top of your head's a little bit safer than your shoes. And then
The
like,
top of my head is the most safe place anything can be. And whenever it rains, I can always just do this. And the like pile of ants like parts a little bit and it disgorges a hat box. And it like grows a little like pseudopod arm thing enough to open up the lid of the box and drop its hat into it.
oh, I don't think I should like this character. I don't know if I should, but I do. I love him. Um,
Uh,
I
well then, if you is willing to share your the meal it appears your friend here is making, I would be rightly appreciative. Uh, those big old critters up yonder have a tendency to scare away all the best food or hog it for themselves.
you, yeah, I can believe that. That bird was pretty big, so I can't imagine it leaves too much behind for everybody else.
Maybe we could have a nice chat over the meal, get some information in trade. Vance smiles and shrugs.
Ooh, well, I would sure like that. Yes,
Um,
I love to make trades.
Jebediah, I would throw in a little bit extra food for our friend here. You said you don't have a name quite exactly.
No, not in particular.
Should we call you anything in particular? Do you have like a
No,
title?
Ant-Man. Um. Oh, boot. No, wait. Legs Macintosh. Um.
If not, we can
Um.
just call you friend for now.
Ooh, I do like the name friend. Yes, sirree.
What about Paul Rudd?
Mayor Paul Rudd to you.
Mayor Paul Rudd.
What about Pim?
What was that?
Hank Pim?
Pim.
Oh. Anthony? We just go with those.
Merlot.
I like friend.
Yeah. We'll just
hmm.
we'll just call you friend for now.
Hopefully we can keep it that way.
Very
Vance smiles, obviously worn out. He is
well.
not an athletic person. I'm gonna hammer that point into the ground in this little section after just having run
Oh.
and being like knocked half health yesterday.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like you're not doing great.
Yeah. Jebediah, what are you cooking anyways?
He's got some like biscuits that he got from the army and a bunch of herbs and some wild cabbage that he found that he's making a quick stew out of altogether.
Nice. Oh.
And some sausage. He definitely got some sausage.
Rabbit and dumplings.
Rabbit. Oh, damn. That sounds so good.
It takes a little bit while to cook, friend. I guess. Do you have any fun stories of any strangers that have passed by?
Oh goodness.
And we can like hand wave as we just small chat while we wait for the food.
Right.
And then we
Oh, go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, like we could small wave the hand chat, and then we could get like to like the deal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Let's hand wave the chit chat.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly. The ant friend seems mostly interested in just like exchanging pleasantries and like cosplaying as a proper gentleman. Like you notice that he like mixes his metaphors a little bit when he talks, and that it seems like he has just like learned a thing that is the proper thing to do from like each person he's talked to in the past. And so like he wears his hat except for when it's time to eat, or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna teach this thing to dance.
But he's also like you realize that he is extremely knowledgeable about the swamp.
Oh. Okay. Deal time.
So, if somebody would like to maybe roll me some kind of a skill check for this social encounter to figure out how good it goes.
Oh man. Probably bedside manner.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can roll bedside manner. Let's see. Because I think that's closer to what we want to do than misdirection.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
lie.
All right, let's see. Probably no medicine.
I will let
Probably.
you have. This is not in the rules, but I will let you have a tangential bonus from Jeb's cooking,
Okay,
because he makes such a good meal to share. So
so
you
that'd
can have,
be +3 total.
yeah.
Damn,
Ooh.
21.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Rousing success.
a rousing success, which is a success with a positive twist. Um, so this
Jeb just hands him an extra cup of sugar water.
oh, he gives him an extra cup of sugar water and tells him where he can get an egger suit.
Oh.
Uh, I actually really like the sugar water idea, though. That's very fun. Um, but yeah, so I will let you guys ask um, ask this Ant Man uh, any three questions about the bayou in general, how to find your way home quickly, or like about the creatures that live here, or you know anything of that nature.
Okay.
So I don't know this, but I feel like Jebediah uses one of them questions to ask about a special food nearby
Yeah,
where we
I'm
are
I'm
currently.
fine with giving Jebediah one of those questions for that.
Okay. Um,
If we want to save that for him till next time.
yeah. This was a rousing success, so I won't force him to waste it on Dream Lotus. Um,
Ooh, yeah. That would be a sad question to ask.
yeah, it would
Yeah.
be. But yeah, I will make a note to let Cameron know about that.
Um,
Vance says a lot of the things we keep coming across remind me of tales gone by. I'm curious if any of them, anything out here, has a weakness to silver.
Ooh, well, Silver. Uh, oh man, how do I want to? Oh, I have to create the cosmology almost from whole cloth now because there's not a whole lot of information in the book. Um,
Yeah, I just happened to notice that silver shavings were on the item list, and I was like, okay, so let's look and see if there's like.
yeah, let's see if that's something relevant to our adventure.
Yeah,
Um,
because like my first thought as being who I am was we need to put a circle of salt around before this guy gets too close. But I don't think Vance has the exact same for supernatural knowledge that I do. He definitely has some he definitely has some supernatural knowledge, and I'm trying to figure out where that rests.
right, but he doesn't have
But
supernatural
yeah,
knowledge.
not
Uh,
like me, the person that listens to supernatural podcasts all the time and
yeah.
consumes that media.
I've heard of podcasts.
So let me see.
Are
God,
there things in the bayou weak to silver?
that are weak to silver.
Yeah.
Um, well, silver is a special material. It's oh man.
I always
Uh,
thought.
So like the short answer is yes. I kind of want to. He goes into a long dealio about it though. Um, silver special material. Okay. Um, well, now we're getting into my old boot voice. Well, there, the silver is a real special material there. And man, it's half old boot, half spit. That's what I just realized. Holy crap, I hate that. Anyway, um,
Huh.
uh, it a material caught between many worlds. It is uh, spiritual in nature, and yet can only be worked by human hands, so far as history has shown us. It is found in the earth, but reflects the light of the moon. It appears to, or it can cut the it can cut substance, and yet show the truth of soul. Silver has many uses, and among them are the fending off of certain spiritual creatures.
Huh.
Vance nods, and I think like he pulls out that silver um cigarette case and flips it open and just pulls another one out and thinks thoughtfully on that and looks to Raquel to see if she has any questions.
I I have a question for you, friend. We keep hearing that the bayou grants magic, or has this thing, and I've seen things I've never believed before. Why, like, how is magic like possible here? Why isn't it possible elsewhere?
Oh man, I did say any question, didn't I?
Hey, he might not know though,
That's
and
true.
he
I
can
do have
deflect with like,
perspective. Um, so
cause he might not have ever been out of the bayou. He just thinks there's magic everywhere. He's like, what? What?
um, let's see. I think he says, "Well, I don't know too much about other places. All I know is that um, uh, there are forces at play here in the bayou, here in the swamp, where the the very dreams of humankind are brought to life and made to dance.
With
Uh, Here, anyone can find anything they need and everything which they fear."
do you? I don't know if this is can be compounded on by our question, but do you know how we can activate magic? Like I've not like, well, I think my friend has cast some sort of spell. Um,
At that exact moment, he coughs and ash goes everywhere again. He's like,
Yeah.
"Damn, I thought that was over."
um, Magic is a force all around us. It connects all living things. No, wait.
huh?
Huh. Hmm.
I believe that.
You are a planeswalker.
Am I on Dominaria now? Oh, I'm trying to think of
um,
like a swampy place.
I mean, there are swampy places on all the plains.
Yeah.
Um,
Innistrad. Um,
Innistrada's got some pretty big swampy vibes.
maybe it's like this is just like a me tossing out. Maybe like he describes magic as like the fog in the trees, like it
Yeah,
hides what's truly there.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if
So
you know what you're looking for, you can really get it.
yeah. Um, and in fact, I really like the fog metaphor. Because he says it's it's in the air, but also sometimes it collects on the solid objects. Um, it responds to the way that the soul moves, and um, you'll find that if you need something enough, you can just make it happen.
Hmm.
Now, whether or not the magic will burn through you and destroy you in the process, you know, that's
That was
and
an actual cough. That wasn't a. That wasn't like a joke.
I love that though. Um,
Yep.
That is another question entirely.
Raquel turns and watches Vance.
He is definitely like he hasn't noticed, but the entire like front of his suit has become like lightly dusted in ash. Like
Oh,
there's spots where he's like wiped his hands that have cleared off because he got like something on his hands and he's wiped it. But
Uh,
like there's parts just like from shoulder to knee, he's just coated in it.
oh,
yeah.
oh no. Oh. Oh. Well, that was a
And
good.
I think maybe even like the vein on his like neck is showing a bit hard, like darker after the soul magic. What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, soul, because the other one's substance. Kind of like the strain around like where headaches start.
Yeah.
I fear for your death. Um, friend, thank you for sharing some of your knowledge with us.
And thank you for sharing a meal with us.
Ooh. Well, thank you very much. I do hope that we run into each other at another time. Let me see. Now, in order to get back to that there Scarstone and the border, you want to head out that a ways, and like a little protrusion of ants, like build a long finger pointing, uh, generally in the direction that you were headed. Um, and you'll be there in no time. Just be careful. If you see any horses, do not feed them or disrespect them.
Um,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for the advice.
And then the pile of ants just like dissolves, and they just like rush into like little gaps between tree roots and stuff until there's just like a little hat box that is being carried by uh just like a handful of ants,
Oh. Is it being carried up the tree or into the bayou?
just like out into the bayou. Like it goes and it passes through some brush and is gone.
Nice.
Why couldn't that one have marked us to meet us later?
Um, I would actually
Nah,
like not to meet anything in the bayou later. Like that one was nice. Friend was nice, but I don't particularly like the being touched by some random person and being, ominously threatened to meet them later.
absolutely. Let's uh let's get going and hope we don't run into any horses, I reckon. Or I guess he wouldn't say I reckon, that's just me coming
What?
through.
What? Like, I don't think horses, like, the ground isn't made for horses. That's why they gave us, these small mules. I guess there has to be some sort of trail.
Hopefully.
Okay, don't disrespect the horses. Got that. Okay. You ready, Jebediah?
Well, I reckon I am.
Let's get going.
Alrighty. And let's have a roll about or that has something to do with navigating or traveling quickly.
Uh, I dance.
That trail that we blaze.
The
Um,
trail that we
so
what
even with anything else, I get a. So dancing, I get a 13, and I can't get higher than that with any like tangential or anything. Or I can't get out of partial success without.
Yeah.
gotcha, yeah. Okay. So you're in partial success range. Which definitely means that you run into some
We
horse.
run into the horses, yeah.
Yeah.
We knew it was gonna happen.
Yep.
No.
Don't disrespect them. That's all I know.
You you make it through this next little tangle of brush pretty quickly, and suddenly you are standing on a cobblestone road that
Chekhov's horse.
um, that stretches directly toward where you're pretty sure Scarstone is.
Was
Let
there
me
a
see if I have a better slide for this here. I don't particularly.
Raquel turns to her companions and is like, I don't remember a path like this on the way out of town. You feel like they would have built one of these all the way to the army camp.
I'll just swap to this one because it's perfect.
Remember the camp's maps? They were all changed all over.
Oh,
I think the swamp or the bayou does what it wants.
oh. Okay. Well, I think we'll make good time if we go over here. At least.
And as you continue to walk, you start to see places. Ooh, I like this a lot. Do do do. Do do do.
There's our puffy jacket friend.
Me, I run the lighthouse.
So as you walk along this cobblestone path, you start to see spaces where like the trees on either side kind of part, and there are little like pastures. They're not just clearings, they are definitely pastures. Setting.
Do they have horses in them?
And there are horses in them.
Oh no.
Thank you, Eric, for finding this image.
Yeah. I think Vance takes a step forward and says, I think I can do this one. And starts just like walking forward, and anytime a horse like makes a look in his direction, he's like, good afternoon, and then like moves to the next one, and then like might say it in like German or something, but just
Yeah.
like keeps in like I'm gonna use bedside manner. And he just starts doing it and just hopes the other two stay quiet behind him.
Being polite to the horses. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh, that's so delightful.
Because he said don't feed him and don't be rude, so he's gonna try to be polite.
You know what? I will let you roll that. And I'm going to add a bonus secretly for just because of how fun that is. But I'm not going to give you the full.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's for politeness.
21. That's a rousing success without the secret bonus.
I didn't put myself on the scale. Oh, that is the most perfect, delightful thing in the world. Oh my gosh. I mean,
if I may.
Yeah, please tell me.
I think they start talking back and just are like, good morning, like good afternoon, and just like respond and are just pleasant, and like the ones he speak to in German respond in German, and it's just like this weird moment of just like walking through a crowded city street, like everybody.
Yeah. And
I have no idea what the positive twist is.
It's so surreal and dreamlike. The positive. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm just like
This is
he's such a fancy lad too. Like
he
from
is.
his outfit, besides the fact that he's covered in ash. Like
Vance, such a fancy lad.
if you told him he was gonna be doing this a week ago, he would have died from a heart attack. That kind of like.
Gosh. They just respond, good afternoon, howdy do, guten tag, just,
Mhm.
oh my gosh. And,
Buenos dias.
um, um, oh, I think at one point, one of the horses says, mind your step, the cobbles are loose there. Um, like, they're just so polite back. It's amazing. And it does not take very long to just you round a little bend in the road, and it's it's still pretty bright out. It's summer. The sun doesn't go down for hours yet, and yet you can still see the faint firefly light at the border between Scarstone and the bayou. Um, and um, you make it to within about uh, 60 feet of the border when you hear a loud rumbling and rustling in the brush,
Oh no.
and one of the horses says to you, um, uh, "Run! That's the king boar!" And all of the horses also scatter. Um, and
Yeah, we definitely take off. Or Vance does.
Yeah,
yep,
I'm more than
and
willing to trust the nice horses.
yep, I'm going to give you as part of that rousing success, you are going to each get +3 to the roll that you are going to make here to move quickly and avoid getting got by a thing that you can hear chasing you.
Well, I got to dance.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my closest role is surgery, which would be a tangential bonus because of keeping a calm head.
Because you're keeping a cool head. Yeah, I will allow that 100%.
You said +3 as well.
Yes.
Okay,
So with that +3, I got a 24.
Ooh, okay.
and I got an 18 full success.
An 18. Okay. That means that um Raquel, I think you are able to just swoop up Jeb, just uh get him there with no problem whatsoever. Um
It starts with me just like pulling him behind, and then like slowly the gets louder and throw him like fireman carry over my shoulder, and it's
yeah,
like super awkward looking because like I'm so much smaller I think than him, but I
absolutely.
just got them dancer legs.
But we're not quite over yet because I need you to make some willpower
Oh
check
yeah, I forget.
because of how scary this situation is.
Is it
Uh,
D12s for
the
this? D8.
D8s for this, and your
Trying to roll low.
below your current
Ooh,
willpower score.
I
And Vance,
Yeah, I've got
I
a feeling these
I
hoof
I
beats are
do,
familiar.
yeah, yep. These hoof beats, the
oh
longer they're going on, the more they remind you of the beating of a giant heart.
I
Okay, 6 is under, so I only lose 1,
Uh huh.
which puts me at 6, and I'll update that.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Ooh.
a 14, so I sucked at this.
Okay. So you each lose 1 willpower.
Because Vance's aversion is repetitive percussion like that of a heartbeat. So on willpower rolls, he automatically loses 1, and if he fails, he loses 2.
Yeah.
Just to explain the rule.
Perfect.
Hmm. Oh boy. But then you burst out of the trees and through the firefly lit border between the bayou and Scarstone, and you are back in town, back in safety, back in normalcy until the next time you have to go back out there. And that means that you are going to all regain 3 willpower because you completed a contract.
Ooh.
We did it.
So actually, you are all going to be topped up again.
Let's see. That does not increase my max, though, does it?
Correct. It does not.
Oh,
The only way to increase your max, I think that there is a downtime activity you can do.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Um,
Or you can spin SP during downtime or something to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there we go. But I have topped off everybody's willpower in the cheat sheet.
oh. Do we?
And let's see. I'll go ahead.
Did we see the boar or just hear it?
Um, you make it through the border, and I think if you turn around to look, you get an idea of the boar, but
It like fades away. Of like,
um, it's just on such a massive scale. You know how I said that turtle creature was the size of a small hill?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this boar is um, on a scale of its own. It is possibly the largest living creature you've ever seen.
So
Um, Raquel, you might have seen an African elephant once. In Vance might have also seen one. Um, Imagine like 4 of those pulling a carriage, um,
so
and maybe that size
definitely
would,
definitely bigger than Princess Mononoke boars.
yeah. This thing is huge. You get an idea of the amount of damage that one could take from being pierced by one of these huge
Oh,
uh, tusks, or trampled by these hooves that are themselves the size of oxen.
oh,
Um, the the bristles on this thing's body look like they're stiff enough to pierce skin even, and something about the unsettling wrinkles on its skin also remind you of uh, the the faces of screaming people.
ooh.
Um,
If we see those fellas again, I'm gonna apologize for making fun of them for being scared of a corpse over that thing. Or vice versa.
mhm, yeah.
I I
Um,
I get it.
mm. But as soon as you make it through the border, it like changes directions and just like disappears into the bayou.
I hope the soldiers are okay. I don't think their fort or palisades would stand against that at all.
I don't think much would stand against that.
Oh,
And maybe that's why most of the big stuff lives near the water.
mm,
And unless we want to do, well, no, I think we should save our downtime for when Cameron is here.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh, so I think that is a good button to end on.
Okay. Just an outro. This was Gravemire. Roll for that. Thank you for joining us.